react to your comments, because once again, we are Tottenham TV Army, strong as always, leaving the best, although, I mean, I haven't seen any of these comments, but I'm going to call them the best comments anyway. But let's get into them.
All right, first of all, so there was a big response to the video, Ariane defending Vicario. A lot of people saying there was an agenda, a lot of people criticising Vicario. Ariane saying there was an agenda against Vicario and he actually is doing really well. So KC Floors 1774 says, I kind of agree with him. Vicario is fine with the ball at his feet, but is a great shot stopper. That's what we need at the moment. Can he be upgraded? Sure, but it'll be hard to find in the current market, and there are other pressing areas that we need. The goal was 100% the defence's fault. The goalkeeper's primary job is to stop that first shot, and the rest is on the defence.
See, first of all, I just want to put out there with Vicario, like, there's always a clamour, like, if a player's, I don't even think he's playing that badly, but he has made a few mistakes. And actually, when you're a goalkeeper,
not in great form.
When you're a goalkeeper, that's always going to be highlighted a lot more than maybe anyone else. Where a defender can make a mistake sometimes, but it doesn't culminate in a goal, and then it kind of gets forgotten about the next day.
Or
whereas
a misses a charge.
Yeah, exactly. But if a goalkeeper makes a mistake, like, basically there's no room for errors for goalkeepers. Where other players on the pitch, there are room for errors. But I think he's a very good goalkeeper, in my opinion, and I do think that he's been, given a very harsh ride, and I don't think he should be dropped at this moment in time. But look, there is a bit of a pile-on him at the moment, which he has made mistakes over the last few games. But this comment saying that the primary job of a goalkeeper is to stop it. Yeah, fine, the primary job is to stop it, but it's also, you're learnt as a goalkeeper to parry it in an area where it's not the 6-yard box. You need to parry it as far wide as possible, and he failed to do that.
This isn't high school football, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is Premier League. You are the best, supposed to be anyway. I'm not saying Vicario isn't, but you're supposed to be in the elite of your profession and your position. And at the elite level, it's not good enough just to stop it. You have to get rid of the danger. And I think Vicario has actually been quite good at that on a lot of occasions, but recently, too often, he's spilling the ball into dangerous areas, and it's giving away goals. And he let go of that goal against Brighton as well, which was a massive howler. Now, I do think, out of all the goals he conceded recently, the one against Leeds was probably less his fault than the others, because it did take a big deflection. It was hard to deal with. So I don't blame him as much as I maybe blame him for the other goals, but it still wasn't a great look, and it still was pretty weak from him, I felt, to just spill it right in front of the goal. And obviously it was a game. It was also a frustration because we seemed to be in control at that moment, and we just let them back in the game out of nowhere. But luckily we went on to win. And look, to be fair to Vicario, he'd saved us a bit in the second half, so you've got to give him credit there.
Yeah. Thing is, like, all this kind of criticism towards Vicario, and I understand, I get it. Like, he needs to be doing better in those moments. But whenever people criticise him, they don't mention the amount of times he saves us, because he saves us a hell of a lot of times as well. He does.
He then makes really great saves, and he makes some unbelievable shot-stopping saves. So I agree with that. I think that gets overlooked. Chris Chicky 9588 says, Vicario continues to give up cheap rebounds. He has no poise under pressure. His distribution is terrible. Often caught out of position on simple long strikes because he's rooted to the ground. He's made many amazing saves, and that can't be overlooked. But I think there's a much better options out there. This year, I would say almost 100% of conceded goals could have and should have been stopped by him. Bodo game, he was hung out to dry by the defence. I'm not including those 2 goals. 100% of the goals could have been stopped by him, is he saying?
Well, we've only conceded 5 goals.
And then 2 against PSG. But I don't think the PSG ones, I'm trying to think. Lee Kang-in was a good goal.
Yeah, I don't know if he's talking about the PSG. I think he's talking about the league goals. But 5 of the league goals, I mean, look, the one against Leeds, you can account to him. 2 against Brighton, definitely one of them you can account to him, potentially 2.
I mean, I don't even count. I mean, it's a one-on-one. So it's like saying, it's a bit like blaming the goalkeeper for not saving a penalty. Yes,
Yeah, I
even if
guess.
it was a bad penalty, you know what I mean? The odds are against him in that situation.
And what are the other 2 goals that we conceded?
Wolves. Yeah, you can probably say. Did we say the Wolves already?
No.
Wolves. And Bournemouth, that was also a big deflection.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can say that.
I don't know if you can say 100%, but, a large majority for sure.
You're right. A lot of, definitely you could say he could have done better with over 50% of them.
Yeah.
And that's got to be a bit of a concern.
Yeah.
So,
But also,
he's
like,
letting the defence down a bit.
by the way, let's be real. Like, at this stage of the season, we said the same thing about Cuti Romero. Like, a lot of
Last
the goals
season.
that we conceded at the early stage of the last season were down to Cuti Romero.
Yeah, look, and it's just a bit of form, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's it. We know. I think that's it. It's just a bit of form. I don't think blaming him and saying he's rubbish based on a bit of bad form is the right approach. Yes, we want him to do better, but all these people saying he's a liability, he's this and that, I don't think it's true.
Yeah.
LMRYB2S says, bro, there is no agenda. He's just not reliable. He's a great shot stopper, but he punches too much when he should catch the ball. And when he punches it, doesn't punch it but the right area and gives it straight to the opposition.
Look, his punching can be erratic at times. Sometimes he kind of, when the ball comes straight to him, he punches it when he should be catching it. I've noticed.
Yeah, he had that moment in the Europa League final as well when Van der Ven had to clear it off.
Yeah, mate. If that would have gone in and Van der Ven,
we would all hate him.
You know what I mean? Like if that went in, like because that was a big mistake.
Honestly,
that was a
we would all
massive
hold that
mistake from
against him,
Vicario.
I think.
We would, and rightly so, because that's a massive moment. You know.
That would have been like his Karius moment.
Look, Vicario is not faultless and not blameless in the mistakes that he makes, but I do think he's a very good goalkeeper. I feel like with Vicario, though, sometimes his form is very patchy and he needs to be more consistent. That is the reality.
I think the one thing he needs to work on is sometimes he just causes a bit too much panic.
Yeah.
He needs to be working to cause it and getting calmness in that back line. And I think there was one spell where he really did this, but maybe it was just because it was such a big difference to what we had, is when he came back from injury last year. We had obviously Kinski and Forster all not kind of doing it in goal. And then Vicario came in and he just gave this air of calmness in the back line and he gave this air of confidence. But recently, I don't know what it down to him or whatever it is, but he's not had that. He's causing too much panic. He's playing passes out of play. He's panicking on the ball. Against Leeds, he went for one of these punches right up in the air when he could have caught it and stuff like that. Sometimes he does it. He just punches for no reason when he could catch it. He's got to work on causing more calmness and not being so amped up all the time. And it's kind of one of his big strengths, but can also be a bit of a weakness sometimes with Vicario. So
I agree with
that's
that.
something he's got to work on.
Yeah. He's by no means the finished article and the finished project as a goalkeeper. He needs to be better. He needs to get better.
But you got to remember,
I still very much like him as a goalkeeper.
This is his third season. Well, it's no excuse anymore because he is like 28, but he's still like, it's not like he's been playing in the top level for a long time. Like he only started playing in the top level of the season before he joined Tottenham. So he's still got a bit of learning to do.
Yeah, I mean, look, he still should know better than some of the mistakes he makes with 4 seasons in a top league starting for a club.
No, I get that, but that calmness comes with a lot of experience and comes with like being a veteran. He's still kind of in his early days of being like in this league, in like the top leagues. You know what I mean? So he's still got this kind of youthful almost exuberance and excitement, and he's just got to calm himself down a bit. He's got to work on calming himself down.
Yeah, but he's considered a leader in this group. So I mean, as a leader, you shouldn't be showing that kind of those kind of traits.
Yeah. Danny Foster says, I know it's unrelated to this video, but guys, can you please get the Forest fan content creator that spent the whole summer smugly telling us how good their owner was and that Forest were a bigger club than Spurs? He single-handedly made me hate a club I'd quite liked. I need to see him own his own nonsense.
Mate, Nottingham Forest fans and Wolfie are so in the mud right now. It's unbelievable.
The Wolfie meltdowns have been some of my favourite content I've ever seen. It's been fantastic. It's been absolutely fantastic. I love that he backtracked obviously he went on an Ange when he was our manager, and then he said how bad he was. Then he backtracked when Forest appointed him, and now like after a few games he's fully like burn it all down. Ange is the worst. Get out of my club. All this kind of stuff. It is beautiful to see. The anger when they concede is I have to say, it's enjoyable.
The thing is, like, looking at the Forest fans right now, I just literally, it's just deja vu of last season. Large parts of last season, as they're showing a lot of the same traits as what Spurs showed at times.
But yeah, Forest is it's a sight to behold how badly it's going.
You know what I mean? Like rushing Murillo back, him going off injured in the 25th minute, very much reminiscent of what we did.
He was on the bench last game. He was on the bench last game.
Yeah, but he still came back. You know, he came back right from injury and then went off after 25 minutes.
Yeah,
that's what happened. Mm-hmm. So that happened. Obviously, they've been conceding quite a few from set pieces, where they were like one of the best defensive set pieces team in the league before Ange came. And 7 games, no wins, 007 for Ange.
007. But yeah, Wolfie is absolutely in the mud at the moment. It's absolutely phenomenal to see. We'll try and get it back on. We'll try. I'll see if I can pull.
Not only Wolfie's in the mud, but Ange is in the mud as well.
Let's wait to see. I'm calling Wolfie out here. I'm not going to say Ange. But look, I don't mind. Look, Ange can flop at Forest. I'm not bothered about that. But I'm delighted to see Marinakis eat some humble pie.
Yeah, you know what? For a man that says that we always win, he ain't winning very often.
No, absolutely not. It's all gone very wrong for him. Ron Shazbart 2723 says, I think you guys are getting carried away with Kudus. Good solid 8, no problem, but twice if he had gambled and got in that back post position that Johnson is good at, he could have got another 2 tap-ins. His goal was like Ginola the like.
It
was
was.
He like Ginola? Kudus? David Kudus?
I love Ginola, man. He was my childhood hero growing up. There are a few similar traits where, it's incredibly hard to get them off the ball. And Ginola, like, he didn't score a lot of goals, but every goal he did score was fantastic. And I guess that goal that he did score was a little bit Ginola-like, but I want to see him score a few more of those fantastic goals before I say he's Ginola-like.
But I understand what you're saying, like, if Kudus would, get to those positions like Johnson, who'll get maybe more goals. But like, I'd much rather my winger performs like Kudus and Johnson, even if it means maybe a few less goals potentially.
The reality is we want our winger to do both.
Obviously, and then you're the best winger in the league. But that's,
that's what we want. The best winger in the league.
Obviously, that's what we want, but not every winger can be the best.
He can do it though, Kudus. Like he's got the dribbling ability. He's got the physicality. He can last long. There's no reason why he can't position himself at the back post when the ball's on the other side of the pitch.
Yeah, he's got to work on it for sure. But I'm just saying, like, I much would rather my winger performs like Kudus and Johnson.
Yeah, of course. Who wouldn't? But there is something to say about Johnson's positional play. And the positions that he takes up in the box and the amount of goals that he gets.
For sure. But Kudus did get a golden assist anyway.
Yeah.
Lost on, he says, every time Kudus is on the ball, my optimism goes through the roof.
I tell you, that's very Ginola-like. Because like every time he gets on the ball, it makes you stand up and it makes you be like, go on, Kudus. You can do this. And you don't think he's going to get dispossessed off the ball. The same with Ginola. When he used to get the ball on the left-hand side, you knew something was about to happen. No matter where he picked it up from as well, whether it be, at the edge of our own box, on the byline, anywhere he used to pick up the ball, you thought something was going to happen. And I do feel the same with Kudus.
Yeah, absolutely. He's one of those bums off seats kind of players. And he's one of those players where he does things that you can barely believe what you're watching. Like, you'll think, did that just happen? How the hell did he just do that?
Like he's on the ball, right? He gets dispossessed. He's like on the floor.
Got 4 players around.
He's got 4 players around. And somehow he gets up off the floor, retains possession, and all these 4 players are left in the dust. I don't understand how he does it sometimes.
It's crazy. It's absolutely mental. Alex Bander 6390 says, when Maddison, Decky, Solanke, Dragic and Moani come back from injury, Spurs will go places.
Well, is Moani ever going to play a game with Maddison?
Yeah, good question. We'll see. Maybe not Matt. Look, I think Maddison you have to wait, but Decky, Solanke, Dragic, Moani, I don't think any of them, they're all that far off.
Yeah.
Coming back. So I think it's mad to think how much talent still we got to come back into the team and Frank's got to use that we haven't kind of been able to utilise yet.
Well, they're saying we could be just a month away from Decky being in training.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be incredible.
And yeah, we need Solanke and Moani just provide that little more firepower, another option to Richie as well. That would be absolutely massive, I think, for our attacking options. So I know the thing is, the problem I would say about that is just when they come back, they might need a bit of time to gel. They haven't had the time. They haven't had pre-season. Obviously, they need to get time back to full fitness as well. So I wouldn't necessarily say as soon as they're back, it's going to be plain sailing. But when they're back fit and had a few games with the team, I think we're going to see our attack level up again.
Yeah, I hope so.
DJ Nasty says, come on, Ben. Let's at least wait until Solanke and Moani get fit and give them a chance to show what they can do under Frank. I would agree that Richie has flattered to deceive, but the other two haven't gotten a chance to show what they can do yet.
What did I say?
DJ Nasty's calling you out. He says, come on, Ben. He said, let's wait. I think you were saying maybe we should sign a striker.
Oh, it was probably when we were talking about Ivan Toney, right? When I was saying that Ivan Toney is better than all our strikers. Mm-hmm. And if we get the opportunity to sign someone that's better than what we have at the club, we should do it. And I still stand by that. Don't get me wrong. Like, I want to see what Solanke and Moani can do under Frank. We haven't seen them under Frank yet. And I'm hoping that they can, well, we haven't seen Moani at all, but I'm hoping that Solanke can, show us more than what he showed last season under Ange. And I'm quite confident that he can do that. However, I think that no matter the position, I still think we need to be ruthless. Like, if there is a player that we can get that is better than anyone in any position, we need to do that. It's been too long at this football club where we've just said, oh, this player is good, so we don't look to upgrade them even if the player is available. Well, I think we need to go into that now. Like, if a player is available that we can realistically sign that is better than what we have, we should go do it.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Yeah, that's fair. Kulu Warrior says Tony is better than all the strikers at Spurs. Stop trying to rate these meaty bums that we have up front. It shows a lack of ambition on your behalf. Richarlison should have gone a long time ago. Solanke is average at best, especially now he's always injured. Tell should have never been signed in the first place. I think you're being very harsh on all these players, to be honest. But look, is Tony better than all the strikers? Yes, but who made him that way? It was Frank, right? He wasn't that good before Frank, and Frank got him to a level where he was one of the best strikers in the league. Who's to say he can't do it with these strikers?
Yeah. I think...
Why not? Why can't he make these strikers as good as Tony? What's to say he can't?
I mean, I hope he can. That's
Tony
the hope.
wasn't Tony before Frank. Why can't these guys be as good?
Tony was young, wasn't he, before Frank got his hands on him?
Well, he left at, 28? He left at, what is he, 29 now?
Yeah.
So, he must be, 24?
What, when he joined Brentford?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm not that young.
24 is fairly young. I mean, how old's Solanke?
Solanke's, 28?
Yeah. So, I mean...
Tell's 20, Richarlison's 28, Moani's 25.
Yeah. So, look, Moani's a season-long loan, so we'll have to see how that works out. But I'm mainly talking about Richarlison and Solanke when I'm talking about trying to replace for Ivan Toney. And, how much development can there be when you're 28 years of age, 29 years of age? I think he can get them to a better level. But I feel like when you're that age, it's kind of like you're supposed to be in your prime. It's just like you're the player who you are at that age. You know what I mean? You're not going to get... You might get better and show better form, but it's
Tell
kind
that
of...
to Usman Dembele.
Huh?
Tell that to Usman Dembele.
Yeah, look, there are one-offs here and there, but
It's coaching.
The general rule is once you're kind of in your prime and once you're 28, 29, 30, that's kind of the player who you are.
Okay, but they're good players. And why can't he get more goals out of them?
They're decent players. They're not like world beaters or anything. They're decent players.
They're good players, in
Yeah,
my
they're-
opinion. And what Tony?
They're decent players. They're not players that are gonna they're not players that the ambitions that we have to be top 4 regulars or title challengers or anything like that. They're not players that our rivals would sign.
No, but neither was Tony before he had that breakout year. I'm just saying it. Frank could develop these strikers and get them to be scoring more goals. He's got a very good track record with strikers. Ivan Toney, in his first season of the league, wasn't a 20-goal-a-season striker. Maybe not even his second. It took about 3 seasons.
Yeah.
So, my point being, why don't we think Frank can do a lot of these strikers that we got? Why are we so pessimistic about it?
Because, like I said, Tony was younger when he was developing him. Like Solanke, I think Solanke and Richarlison, I like them. I think they're decent players. I've got nothing against them. But I think if we really want to take this team onto the next level, I think we need better quality.
Like Ivan Toney.
Ivan Toney for like a short-term option, but even him, like as a long-term option, is like he's probably at the wrong age for us. Like I still think we need better better quality.
That's different. I'm talking about comparing him to Ivan Toney.
But Ivan Toney is better than them both.
Why? I don't think necessarily. I think he had a good season, but I don't see Tony being this like guy that we have to sign. Like, it's marginal, in my opinion.
Maybe.
Tony. Fana Record says Kudus and Semenyo equals Robin and Ribery.
Come on.
The Ghanaian Robin and Ribery.
Yeah, I'm all over that, man. I mean, Semenyo would be such an unbelievable signing for us. I think that that would take us on levels and levels and levels. I just don't think we're going to sign him.
Yeah. Look, you never say never, but at the moment it seems like a very long way away to getting someone like him through the door. Emmanuel Asante says, why always the agenda to downplay Kudus? How is Archie Gray ahead of Kudus? This is about our rankings, I think. You saw Kudus leading all those stats and was like, yep, not as good as Gray. For fuck's sake, he's a new signing.
What's he saying? Why? Who's downplaying Kudus?
It's because in our tier list, he was below Gray.
I saw all those comments on our tier list and I was thinking like, you guys don't understand this tier list. This tier list was for the month of September. That really good performance was in October. Like,
so people thinking we're saying that Gray has had is a better player than Kudus? Is that what people think we're saying?
Look, let's just put the record straight. Like, Kudus has been much better than Gray this season. However, Gray has played a game and a bit, and he got a very high rating for that game and a bit. And because Kudus has played every game, and not every game has been sensational, that average rating gets dropped down a little bit. And it's not where we think the player is, it's where the player ratings have averaged them.
Exactly. So I guess there's a bit of miscommunication.
Yeah. But look, that is the comments. Let us know in the comments section below, and hopefully we'll react to some of your react to more comments over the coming days, because it is international break. So
please comment.
we'll keep commenting and we'll keep reacting